Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today it's raining outside, so I'm going to do a little bit of topiary work. And we're going to do some work with our Amaryllis and Paperwhite bulbs and move all of my fall seedlings outside. Okay, so it's out raining today and I want to be out here, but obviously I'll get wet. So I've been needing to trim up some of my topiaries. So this one right here is a Eugenia topiary. This is a tropical in my area. It cannot be left outside during the winter. It won't make it. You do have to either bring it inside or put it in a greenhouse and keep it warm for over the winter, which I'm going to try to do and see. And these tend to be very inexpensive topiaries in my area. Typically something this size, this is a 2-ball topiary, costs about $35. And anyway, I've got two of them. I've got this one, I've got another one over there. This one has done brilliantly. I think he's gotten more sun and more water, and he's much larger than the other one. But we're going to go ahead and use my new tool, which is a Ryobi hand pruner, what am I trying to say? Hedge trimmer, a pruner, trimmer, hedger, whatever. And we're going to go cut it back, and we're going to really work on coming back and pulling up the round ones. So usually when I start with the topiary, I like to come across the top first to determine the height that I want. So let's do that. So we just come right off the bat. And then for round ones, I'm just going to start to the bottom and I'm going to curve my way up. Just following the shape of the topiary. Okay, and you can definitely see the round ball better. So let's start at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. It just needed to be cleaned up a little bit so that you could actually see what it was again. And if you let your topiaries get really too long and bushy like that, the inside of them towards the center begins to die off. This guy needs to be rotated every so often so that so that the back side doesn't die while the front side that gets all the light does. But anyway, yeah, so you do need to keep it trimmed back over time. Now, I had waited. I didn't want to trim it during the summer because I didn't want to stress the plant out. But now's a good time to trim up a bunch of these. We're still about 8 to 10 weeks, actually closer to 10 weeks prior to our first frost. And so there's still plenty of time for it to put on a little bit of new growth, but for that new growth to harden off a little bit prior to our first frost. So let's do the matching one on the other side. Okay, now you can see that this one is much smaller, and it definitely just did not grow as well as the other one. It had some water issues, some water pressure issues. Now, you can tell that it's time for me to slow down my water on my plants, because this is what's happening. I'm getting a lot of mushrooms and stuff in my pots. But let's go ahead and straighten this one up. too, more cleaned up. Okay, I have some smaller topiaries that I'm going to prune by hand. So let me show you what those look like. Okay, so I have these smaller topiaries that I started, I think, last summer. And they were basically plants, boxwood plants that I bought, and there were like 3 in each. Bought 3 little miniature plants in each nursery container. So I split them up, spread them out, all that good stuff. And I haven't really done much with them this year. Now, this one right here, you can see it originally had 3 in it, all 3 in it, and I've left 2. So I really should separate this one, but I'm not going to at this point. All the other ones I think are singles. This one might be a double. This one's a single and this one's a single. And they're all boxwood, which is really great for topiary. These can be left out during the winter and they should do fine, but they could use a little bit of a haircut too. Now, I could use those electric pruners on it as well. These are just so small. I think it's just easier for me to just come in and just kind of trim it up. I'm not taking it back like severely. I'm just doing a kind of a trim up of them, trying to round them up. And I like doing projects like this when it's raining outside. I think it's really nice. I might actually put these out in the rain and let them just enjoy some of that rain for today. All right, there's one. Now these are super tiny little ones, but I love them. I think they're so sweet. And I don't mind if they stay kind of small. I think they're super cute. And they're green even when things are all dead and brown in the summer. One thing I should have done this year that I really haven't is fertilize these. I don't really truthfully paid much attention to them at all this year. Now this one's 2, and I think I'm going to concentrate on keeping it 2. So I'm going to come over here and make its own little guy, little ball right there. And then let's make this guy its own little ball right there. Not the most appealing, but super cute still. Okay, and this guy. And really, I'm just kind of make sure that I'm cutting in kind of this curved effect. You don't have to go fast. You can take your time. All right, let's move these out into their range so they can enjoy some. Okay, those look cute. All cleaned up. We've got our Eugenia all cleaned up, looking pretty. Got a lot of loofah. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm gonna have so many loofah. There is one ready for harvest. Let's harvest it and go inside and peel it. So it is over here, right there. And you want to leave them on the vine until they're all brown. Actually, why don't we just peel it out here? Ooh, it's starting to mold. Okay, I've got a little container right here to catch any of the seeds. I guess I'm just gonna come in here and just kind of Start peeling it off. And what we want is the sponge in the inside of it. It definitely has seeds in there. This is kind of fun. Okay, I can see all the seeds. There's a lot of seeds in here. Should be good for next year for loofah seeds, and this is only one. And I can see like a ton in there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just, let me get a pair of scissors and see if I can cut this open. So I'm just basically gonna come and just like cut along here. And I've watched some loofah tutorials. So basically you like cut this open, and what we're going to be looking to do is basically take out like the skeleton in the center, this part. I gotta get this whole thing kind of open to do that. So I'm basically just cutting along the edge and trying to peel it back, and we're trying to remove like this whole rib that's in the middle. Part we don't want. So then basically you just have like this kind of form, and the idea being that you kind of could just like fold it over and sew it up and make it like a scrub pad or something. Well, that's kind of fun to play around with. I literally have like at least 20 of them minimum. But look at all these seeds I have for next year. More than enough for next year. I don't think I'll be harvesting the seeds from every single one. That's a ridiculous amount, but it looks good. I'll save some. I'll give some to Kristen too. All right, sweet. Let's go inside. I got a few more things to take care of today. Okay, we've got a couple of things we need to take care of. First off is I had harvested my Amaryllis bulbs a little while ago, and they have dried out nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and just put them in their basket for now. So they're looking really good. They're not all the way dried out, but they're dry enough that I can put them in here for the time being. Now I had a lot of harsh comments about the Amaryllis, that I should have left the leaves on and several different things. I just want to remind people that the reason I'm forcing mine into dormancy now is so that I can have them for Christmas. If you want to let yours die back naturally and then go ahead and get them set up for blooming, that's fine. For me, that would have ended up being potentially February or March, which is not really when I want my Amaryllis. I know lots of people who, I don't mind Amaryllis in January. I think that's really fun. But this is what works best for me. And so that's why I try to remind people regarding a lot of different things that we all do as gardeners. There's really not like an absolute on any particular thing regarding gardening. All of our gardens are so different. All of our zones are different. All of our methods are different. Some methods work great for some gardeners and they work terrible for others. And there are a lot of different ways to harvest your Amaryllis and get them ready and prep for dormancy for blooming during the holidays. And this is one of the ways that I researched. And so I'm going to go with it. Now, if it doesn't work out, y'all know me. I will absolutely let you know that it did not work out. So we're going to do this, and then I'm just going to lay a cloth napkin over the top so that it has darkness. So just a cloth napkin that I'm just going to come and put over the top. The cloth napkin gives it darkness, but then also allows really good airflow. And I'm going to leave these inside for the time being. Now, some of you all suggested that I could put them in the refrigerator. I think that's a great idea. I think this is a little big for putting in the refrigerator, so I'd have to figure out a way to do that, but I might pop them in there and give them that chill period. One of the biggest issues I have is that these typically need to be at 55 degrees for at least 8 weeks, and I don't have a location in my house at 55 degrees. It is still just very warm here, and so I could put them in the refrigerator, which obviously is colder than 55 degrees, but hopefully it would kickstart them into the dormancy. But anyway, maybe I'll take half of them and put them in the fridge and take half of them and leave them out. The big thing is for them to be inside where it's cooler, or like in your garage. My garage is still like 115 degrees. So if I want these to be ready for Christmas, that's not going to work. So you can put them in just a nice cool place. If you're lucky enough to have a cellar or basement, you can put them there. You can stick them in the refrigerator. Just make sure wherever you put them that it's nice, cool, dry place that's nice and dark. And you're going to want them in there a minimum of 8 weeks. Okay, while we're on the topic of Amaryllis, I do have Paperwhites that I want to be doing a project with. And I don't know if these are pre-chilled or not, or if I can just plant them and go. So what I'm going to go do with my Paperwhites, and I'm actually going to stick these in the refrigerator as well. Just leave them in there until probably mid-October, when I will pull them out to do a project with. These take 4 to 6 weeks to bloom after planting, and so I wasn't sure if they've been chilled or not. I'm going to go ahead and chill them. I think that'll end up working out well. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that for Paperwhites or daffodils. I'm just hoping that that will create better blooms in the end. But you let me know if you pre-chill your Paperwhites, or when you buy them, if they're already pre-chilled, ready to go, or if pre-chilling is not something you even worry about regarding your Paperwhites. Okay, the last thing I need to do is I need to shift a ton of plants outside because it is time to start hardening these off outside, getting them used to the 80 degrees, 90 degrees outside temperatures, because they are all getting planted up in my gardens in the next week or so. I'm really excited about that. So let me move back the camera and I'll show you the dramatic difference of moving all of these outside. So I have this little dog gate up that I keep up to keep my dogs out of here, because Buffy loves to come in here and drink the fertilizer water. So let's move all these out. Okay, got them all up here. Buffy's hanging out. All right, we're definitely having spider mite issues with some of my marigolds, and I don't know if they're going to make it, because I've already thrown away several and I've already treated them twice and they're still struggling. You can see over here the spider mite damage. See how it's like mottled? Yeah, so not looking great. We do have all the mum starts that I got earlier this year. A bunch of them are going to get planted up. We got some begonia tubers over here. This is ornamental millet, which is going to be going in my fall garden in containers. Looking beautiful. 2 monster flats of Concoleus, which, if I haven't convinced you to grow Concoleus yet, please do. Look at that. Just gorgeous. That fall color. Tons of petunias. This is a Valentine, so it has this really beautiful, like double ruffled appearance. This is a double cascade, blue cascade maybe, so it's got doubled petals. This is a burgundy cascade. This is star something, I can't remember what it is, but I'll put it below. And then this is more the double blue. But cannot wait to get started on all of this and we are seriously about to just plant out the wazoo. And now I also made a ton more room in my seedling space so I can pot up and maneuver some of the other plants around, which would be great. All right, you all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, just piddling around with the rain, just wanting to be outside and just enjoy the sound of that rain splashing on all the leaves and plants. It's been glorious. We've had a good amount of rain the last few days, more than we had all summer. So it's been really nice, and my garden is really thriving because of it. So I'm really excited to see how things continue to go. We're definitely past the hottest times of the year, which is why I'm so excited to get my fall planter going. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me shape up those topiaries and deal with my amaryllis bulbs and my paperwhite bulbs, and then see me get all this maneuvered outside. Look at all that gorgeousness. I love it. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow the channel so much. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below letting me know you made it to the end and that you say hi. And be sure to check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.